because I think if you raise your self-worth, your net worth follows.
I completely agree with you. And I think that massive amounts of people leave greatness inside of them out of fear of what others will think, you know, and I did that for a very long time. It took me a while to get to the point where I would put myself out there, all out of fear of what people think. So I completely resonate with people that feel that way. But what I'll tell you is, once you do it, you realize that number one, people don't care about you as much as you think they do. And then number two, it's almost, yeah.
That's a bomb, folks. Better listen up. People need to understand that. Like people don't care about you as much as you think they do.
Yeah, it's very true.
Nor do people need you as much as you think you do.
Right.
You think they do.
Right. And nor do you need them. And so there's that. And then a lot of times, you know, people will only love you if you suppress yourself for them. For example, I always get picked on in Louisiana for ordering healthy food or being in a certain amount of shape. It's almost like it's a reverse of fat shaming. You know, they want to suppress you and make you smaller so they can feel better about themselves. And if you realize that you're getting manipulated in that way, it starts to become very easy to take control of your own life, because they're going to love you until you do something great enough that they're going to now become uncomfortable and have to look back at their selves and the decisions that they made and be uncomfortable with themselves. And the only way they can fight that is to suppress you, because now they have to use you as a frame of reference from coming from the same place. And I think that's why suppression always gets wrapped in love, is people act like they care about you or they tell you you've changed. Well, fucking, I hope I've changed. I hope I'm changing every day, because that's where all the happiness is. You know, it's always climbing the mountain, not getting to the top, right?
Well, I like both, but I haven't found the top yet.
Well, you can't, because the thing is that if you get to the top of the mountain and you don't have a bigger mountain to climb, more consciousness, because I think success is like a two-way thing. It's climbing up the mountain and it's looking for other mountains to climb. Because if you get to the top, all you can do is self-sabotage back down. You know, that like that fire in you that gets excited. I think that's probably the most dangerous thing to lose.
Yeah, I would agree. Even having something to go after,
right? That you're fired up about, that's bigger than you.
Yeah, just the other day I was talking about, like, I need to find something that gets me freaking fired up again. Almost like when you're, you know, on a team and you're going to play another team and it's the championship, or, you know, you got to win, that feeling. Right. I kind of don't have that with anything right now. I got big visions, and, you know, right. I'm motivated, don't get me wrong, but I don't have anything that like keeps me awake at night.
Yeah.
But it might be just because, you know, I've been killing it for a while.
Well, yeah. So I think that's the hardest thing for a guy like you. It's easier for me right now because I'm just coming to the space where I get to like try to let people get to know who I am. So that's very exciting to me. But I remember previous to that, I was sitting in my house putting dress shoes on to go to my construction company. I'm like looking out the back glass in my pool and the bamboo, and I'm like, man, it's a long way from the trailer park, right? And for a guy like you that's achieved so much, you know, I'm behind you quite a few years, so I still get to chase the things that you've already accomplished. So it's easier for me to have that fire. Where a guy like you that has accomplished so much, like when you were telling me backstage about like the numbers and stuff and how all that stuff works through, I was fired up inside. That's exciting for me because I know that's an opportunity that I've not achieved yet. Haven't climbed that mountain yet. You've already climbed all these mountains, so it seems like it'd be increasingly difficult the more successful you are to find that fire, because then you just have to get outrageous about it.
Well, you just got to change your group.
Yeah.
Like you got
your atmosphere.
Well, you got to constantly change who you're hanging around.
Yeah.
If ever you're around a group of guys, even with like you and the I don't know what you call that group that you guys.
Oh yeah, with. The friendship circle.
The friendship circle.
Me and Andrew and Tristan and Sterling and Shooter. Yeah.
Yeah. So like right now that's cool, but if everyone's kind of eventually just got complacent and
never happened,
and you didn't change that circle, you guys would all just eventually float out. And you make money and you're happy, but you lost that fire. And then guess what? Some other new crew comes up and you're like, oh, look at the young pups trying to come up. But at the end of the day, I always tell people, listen, I don't think anybody's better than you. I think they're just ahead of you in some cases.
Completely agree.
They're just ahead. But you know, I don't think I've actually achieved anything. Like I got to fix that negative self.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because like to me, it's like people are always like, you know, oh, dude, and I'm like, dude, I ain't done shit yet. Like I haven't. I honestly really haven't. Like I need to hit the $1 billion mark I think that's the new millionaire. Like until you hit 100 million, you know, I wouldn't talk much, right? Especially nowadays, how easy it is to make money. You can make money doing so many things. There's people out there struggling, making less than 100 grand a year, busting their ass 80 hours a week, don't have time for their family. They don't get to take vacations just so they can make 100 grand. And it's like, they don't realize that if you put that work, that effort into just something else, you could make 100 mil.